And this is Don Limited here again. And I was going to start the stream probably about an hour and a half ago already, but came into the office and there's bats flying around. So I think they're coming from the basement, if I'm not mistaken. I can't get upstairs to check to see where they're coming from or in the back room. I don't get privileges back there. So there's probably like 5 bats flying around and got in here. And I'm thinking, man, what a way to start a stream. I should have just started the stream with the bats flying around. And after a while, we kind of got rid of them after a lot of trial and error. But for some weird reason, I kept wanting to go out through the back door. And I don't have a key to that door, so I can't route them out the way they came in. So, yeah, got a broom sitting over here. So I was open the front door here, running around the place with my broom trying to shoo out the door. It's cold out there yet. I don't want them flying around with bat droppings all over the place here. I just got done scrubbing everything down with disinfectant and stuff. Well, back in January already, I pulled stuff off the shelves and started scrubbing. In February into March, I was waxing floors and moving stuff. The organization, I'm not really that organized here, I admit that, but it is what it is. This week had a couple of service vehicles that I use for work here. I get oil changes and different fluid and stuff. So that's all part of upkeep of your utility vehicles and service vehicles. And so finally made a major decision. I'm going to continue to stay in this location, and I'm going to finally get around to getting some advertisement for the vehicles. Amazon had a special this past week on magnetic stickers that you stick inside your vehicle. You go on Amazon, and then once you click on or you place the order for the stickers, they're only like $30 a piece, regular $90 a piece. So I can't complain there. And the reviews weren't bad. There's only one 4-star review out of the rest being 5, so that's not too bad. I should actually get my glasses. So I can actually see what I'm doing here. So basically, I'll actually have marked vehicles instead of unmarked. I'm thinking about adding more cameras to the office, possibly some for outside, because I've been having problems out there with people messing around with other property that doesn't belong to me, but belongs to the landlord. So if my finances come into play, I might be able to afford some more cameras. I'm thinking for outside, I would get wireless cameras instead of wired, because I don't want to be drilling holes through the stucco on the outside of the building. I could do it. I got the tools and stuff to do installation like that, but either that or I'd have to go through the basement, and that's a mess down there as far as stringers and the between the ceiling and the plaster, and ugh. I don't even want to think about that. So I think what I would do is do wireless cameras, except I don't have a receptacle outside, so I'd have to take the light fixture, which is just a porcelain base fixture with cheater plugs in it, and use that. I don't like doing things with cheater plugs, but I don't. When you have wireless cameras, you got to have some source of power going to them, because it's not like they can just work on their own without the being plugged into something. Now the cameras I have here is just a BNC connector for the video and for the power. It's just like it's a 12-volt extension cord cable that's running through, and there's two 12-volt power supplies hooked up to the power, my conglomeration of power strips back there. That's what powers the cameras up. One powers the DVR unit, which records all the security footage, and the other power supplies for the cameras. So I really should have that all in battery backup, but I don't have the funds at the moment to and there's actually a lot of things I'd like to do in here, but due to the COVID-19 and a lot of loss of income, I'm kind of stretched. Even though I got my tax return back and stuff, and it was a decent amount, but I'm earmarking that as rent money just so I can pay for this place for the next month or two until I figure out how I'm gonna get more. I do get some people that come through the door here, but I need as much local business as I can get. And there's a lot of other small local businesses that are suffering as well, and they need as much financial support as possible. There's actually quite a few of them here in town that they had to kind of close their doors for the time being because nobody was doing any business with. And when you get a small community, you kind of want to support your small town establishments. I had one lady that stopped here because she felt bad that all the small town establishments were closing their doors. And she says to me, I know that I'm not supposed to be here. And I said, well, you don't have to feel that way. You're welcome to always come. I'm like, those that really want to come during this hectic and problematic time, they can come. And those that are too afraid and too terrified and too scared and don't have any faith in anything, they can just sit at home and live in fear. But you got to get out once in a while and get out and about, because you sit at home all the time, you're going to go crazy and stuff like that, and you can't do that. You got to get your fresh air. You got to still converse with other people, and to sit at home and not even leave your house, it's a little bit of overkill. Now, I don't advise traveling and going across the United States back and forth or anything like that. That I don't advise. Or going over to the seas like the Europe or China or Asia, or because you're most likely going to pick up something when you go over there. But well, they got travel bans anyway, so even if you wanted to, you couldn't go anyway. So enough about that. I'm thinking of maybe possibly starting a series with running power equipment. I know that's unconventional for this channel, but I'm thinking about maybe doing some stuff with Cub Cadet. I said this once before. It never panned out when I planned it, so that's why I never made any footage. But I'm thinking now that there's not a lot of people around in the picture, and that the place is kind of a ghost town that I'm working at, I think I could pull that off. I'm not going to make a big film production out of it. I think I gotta see if I can get my GoPro working. I might, if I can get in a Walmart and buy another chip, I might do that. And then, as I'm not gonna show doing oil changes or anything like that, but just basically running equipment and doing reviews on some of that. And I don't know when this is going to happen or if I can make this pan out. Somebody might put a kibosh on it. I'm not talking myself, but other people in the organization, if they catch wind of that, there might be consequences. So I don't know yet whether I'm going to pursue that or not. I think it'd be kind of interesting. To kind of get a retrospect for different things that go on, and eventually, well, we're going to get back to the topic of the office. I would like to do a couple of or upgrade a couple of computers that I'm using as the mainframes. I have a 2011 and get something newer, like a ThinkStation or a newer Precision, something kind of low, very low cost, but it'd have to at least have an i7 processor. I'm kind of tired of the i5 because it's just not fast enough for what I need at times, especially for hyper-threading and video editing. Because that machine I pretty much use for just about anything you can think of. Just short of the only thing I don't do with it is run a CNC or run IOs and robotic stuff or power buildings or run it as a server. I do have a RAID 2 configuration in there right now, and I'm planning on putting the RAID 3 in, but I'd like to do it all solid state, but I'd like to do it like in 2 terabyte format or 32 terabyte drives. But the age of it, I don't think it's worth it. And I would also need to do a memory upgrade because 8 gigs of RAM is just not enough for what I'm doing anymore. I would need at least 16, and that's the maximum that. And the memory modules for that machine are very expensive, so I don't know what I'm going to do yet or how I'm going to pull this off. Those HP Pro or Compact Pro 6200's Core i5 that had 14 gigs of RAM in it. So I'm not going to keep this too long here. I'm kind of dragged this out longer than I planned on, but it would be nice eventually to make that happen. That way I can get things more productively done. And that one also should have video or at least the graphics. Or the next replacement, I would like to have a graphics or onboard graphics, at least minimum 2 gigs. Maybe I should just get a gaming computer with like a 4 gig graphics card or a 6 or an 8. And then I would just use that for editing. And I don't know if I want to do that either because that's kind of expensive to go towards a gaming computer and not use it for gaming. I'm not really a gamer, so I will test games on occasion on hardware just for more demonstrating purposes more or less, or demo purposes. But as far as a hardcore gamer, I'm not really a gamer. Sure, I look like the type that could sit behind a computer all day and do that, but I got a life of my own. There's more to life than just sitting behind a computer and you go to work. I'm basically on flex time with that job, so I don't have a set time or set amount of hours, so I can go there and do whatever, whenever, especially when nobody's there. I really like that. So I will be back tomorrow for the Easter stream, and I think I'll come up with something better to say than just rambling for that one. We'll talk about. See you tomorrow.